This is round 6 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. This is Crossroads.
Back at it, a few short weeks off FD St. Louis. We're here at Worldwide Raceway Park. God, slight tongue twister, I think. Anyway, I'm feeling good. We had some issues on Thursday practice. We got our first practice in. Car was feeling amazing. I got 4 laps in. At the end of the 4th lap, the car cut off, and we brought it back to the pits, diagnosed it, and the fix was not here in St. Louis. So anyway, long story short, I didn't have the part here. I had the spare at the shop back in Concord. I called my buddy Avery, sitting right here. Shout out my boy Avery. It was like 7 p.m. on Thursday night. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? What's the chance you can drop everything you got going on? Go to the shop, pick up our parts, and catch a flight in about, I don't know, 3 hours. It's like a little over 3 hours I was leaving. So anyway, he came through, and yeah, he showed up about midnight on Thursday night. Went and picked him up, and Friday morning, Mike and Hot Sauce are here this weekend. They got all the new parts on, got some suspension stuff dialed in, and we're ready to go out for our practice before qualifying.
Down the line, coming to us from Concord, North Carolina, in Juku Racing, BC Racing, S14 on Federal Tires, number 23, Jonathan Nerren. So, are you ready to send it? S14. Ryan Turk will lead, and Jonathan Nerren, that is allowed. You are allowed to jump the light. Ryan Turk will lead Jonathan Nerren, give a chase in his first outside zone. Both of them filling it. Ryan Turk, a lot of angle there from that hot hatch. Now, oh, and Nerren. What happened there? It looked like main contractors, something happened there. It looked like it was an independent incident that front left. Just exploded, but Ryan Turk continues on, seemed to be unfazed himself, I should say, as opposed to Nerren. Nerren needs to have a really, really aggressive, solid, and darn near perfect run. And he's going to need Ryan Turk to make mistakes. Coming to that second outside zone, massive angle there from Nerren. And Ryan Turk just keeping it consistent, nothing too aggressive, nothing off the charts. Unfortunate with Nerren's contact, and
here we are. The event is over. It was in the day. It was an alright event. St. Louis is probably my least favorite track and the whole FD circuit. I don't know, not for any other reason, but just the layout. It's not extremely fun, and I don't know. But aside from that, I did have a good time. We had the car gripped up, the most it's been gripped up all year. So it was, in order to run with these guys on these big 315s, we're on a 275 tire, so we're automatically at a disadvantage. So we're set up for that. You know, we put a ton of grip in the car to keep up with the guys like Ryan Turk I've seen in top 32 and Chelsea Denofa that I've seen in practice prior to top 32. And their cars are just rocking and rolling. I mean, they're 40 millimeters wider, not to mention they got a 40 sidewall. So that's tough on my end because you already know you're going against those faster cars, so you really have to overdrive sometimes, and sometimes just take a risk, and that's what we did today. So back up a little bit. Competition goes down. Top 32. I've seen Ryan Turk. He's always does well on the points, but he's a quick. His car's quick. Pop Doc built it. He's on a big 315 from Nitto, and we just knew we had to. I don't want to say risk it, but you had to, I guess, push it harder than I normally would. Going against another driver, because as soon as they take off coming in the inner clip 1, it's so hard to keep up with somebody. So on initiation, I initiated with Ryan, transitioned, and I drove up close to him at outer zone 2. As soon as we started jumping back on throttle to go towards inner clip 1, that's where you can get dusted, and that's where you don't want to get left in the smoke. If somebody jumps on throttle just a second right before, a split second before you do, it's the drag race right there, and the guys with a big tire are normally going to pull away from you. So I wanted to have my timing right, and as soon as he jumped on throttle, I did too. The bad thing was my front splitter, where the bar as it holds it, got caught in his front wheel, and I think that partially kind of pulled me into him. When I jumped on throttle, my front end got light, and the front washed. So I went inside his door, and normally it'd be okay, but we've been in tie rod. So that gave us a 0. Cause I tried to finish the run. I was going to power through and just keep going. I could feel the front end just wobbling. I'm like, I'm going to keep going. I don't care. Until I got to the point I knew that I had no steering left and it completely broke. That's when I shut it down, unfortunately. However, my crew is killing it. We brought it back to the pits, put a new tie rod on, got the front end dialed in, alignment, set our toe, went back out there and laid a hammer of a lead run. I was really happy with it. Probably my best lead run all weekend. And I think Ryan was playing it safe. He kept a reasonable distance and just took home a easy win on that aspect. So not ecstatic on the weekend, but we did have I guess solid weekend with the car. No hiccups on Friday or Saturday, which is good. However, Thursday we did. Thursday we definitely had a hiccup. We had an issue with the car, and my boy Avery, like I mentioned earlier, flew him in Thursday night, and we got it all rocking and rolling Friday morning. Hot Sauce and Mike got the car jamming, and we were ready to really hammer down. I thought we were going to do really well in competition this weekend, just based on how the car was feeling. So with that momentum in my head, we're going to go and kill it at Long Beach. First time running there. I'm really excited to go run. That's been like this iconic track that's been around Formula Drift forever, and I didn't get a chance to run it last year because of COVID. And I'm just really happy to go make that first initiation at Long Beach in a blind right turn, like 90 degree right into a wall. So it should be fun. I'm excited.